Again, the idea is just like have a conversation. I've never met you. So
Yeah.
I don't know anything about you, but it's a chance for people to go, I see this guy. Who is he?
Yeah.
So Bryce, I start with, where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in St. Joseph, Missouri, but I was raised between Aberdeen, Washington, and Salem, Oregon. Like just bouncing back and forth between the two a lot.
Between Aberdeen and Salem.
Yeah.
And why was that?
Dad didn't really have a career. He was ex-Navy. He was a Black Ops Navy SEAL, but he built skyscrapers and stuff like that. He could do anything, like I a lot like me like that, but I don't know. Just mom and dad. Mom had family in Eugene, and we moved up to Aberdeen. I think the judge gave dad a choice, prison or Aberdeen. So he chose Aberdeen.
And you're raised with mom and dad?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Any siblings with you?
I'm the youngest of 9, actually.
A 9?
Yeah.
Right now. Wow.
Yeah. I got a twin brother, too, so.
Yeah. What's interesting is I have met so many folks with twins.
Yeah?
Which is like, I've talked to, I guess, like 70 people, but probably 5 people that have said, I have a twin.
Yeah?
Which is just, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that's more common than I thought. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
What the hell is going on here?
I know all of them.
Pornography's not the answer.
Dog, it's going to work out. Leave it alone.
Well, tell me about your home life. What was that like, Bryce? With your 9 siblings?
It never a dull moment, that's for sure. Yeah.
My guess is you didn't get much privacy.
Yeah. No. I shared a bed with my older brother till I was like 9. I thought that was normal.
Yeah, well, sure.
So,
Yeah.
it sucked pretty much always being of a big family, and dad didn't really have a career. We were poor, so yeah.
How did you? Because a lot of kids who grew up in poverty. Well, I don't know. I can't speak to this. But my question is, how did you know you were poor? Basically.
The day I was at school, the librarian was doing a field trip with us, and we went on a journey. We were all sitting in a circle, and she had brought in food from where we were going, I guess, and she said, yeah, this is what poor people eat, and she set it down, and it looked like what we had for dinner the night before, and everybody's like, I ain't eating that, and I was just like hovering over it, like, that smells good. Like, no, you guys, this is good, trust me.
Yeah.
And so me and the librarian ate it, but everybody else started eating it once we were, so I don't know. She was like, so is your mother ethnic? And I was like, no, we're just poor. Put it together pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Make sure this thing is going here.
but like, people didn't treat me like any different than anybody else,
Good.
like my friends or nothing.
Good. What did you guys do for fun, all 9 of you guys?
I'd just pick on me mostly.
That wasn't fun for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So made me who I am though, so I wouldn't change it. But I got 5 brothers and 3 sisters, so a lot of, like, my oldest brother one time threw me off the roof to prove to the others how deep the snow was. So, but like for fun, we would sit around. We all know how to read lips, because we just sit in the living room and talk to each other with no. We seen it on a movie once. I think it was Wild Wild West. This lady was reading lips, and we're like, "Can you actually do that?" And my dad's like, "Oh yeah." There's people that get paid professionally to do it like her, and so we sat around for like ever after that, like just talking to each other with no words. Yeah.
Tell me about what was high school like.
Um,
And you were in Aberdeen High School?
I went to Salem too, but mostly Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
All my brothers and sisters dropped out around 9th, 10th grade. I was determined to finish, but I ended up dropping out because my principal, he's like, you might as well quit. None of y'all are worth a damn. So
He knew your siblings.
yeah, oh yeah, all of it.
Why did everyone drop out?
They're all pieces of shit.
Wow.
No, they are.
Tell me more. Why do you think that?
like my twin brother just took me for 12 grand. You know, I had a fiance, was working for myself, starting my own contracting business, and I was doing really good back home. Fucking made $18,000. That was just what I had in my bank, and I showed it to my fiance. I said, found the money, pick a spot. And she left me 2 days later, didn't say shit. And when I was like, that hit me hard, I was going through some shit. And my twin brother came up and said he was about to lose his kids. And I was like, well, what'll fix it? You know, let's fix this. And he's like, about 12 grand. And who's got that? So I dropped 12 grand in his lap. He took off to Idaho. I haven't seen him since.
How long ago was this?
This was last summer. Not this summer, but the summer before.
So you lent him the $12,000 and he just bailed.
Yeah, haven't talked to him since.
Like he hasn't contacted you, you haven't contacted him?
Nothing. No. Yeah.
What do you think he did with that? I mean,
I'm hoping he went and started a new life. That's what I was gonna do, but yeah, I know what it's like to lose your kids. It's I haven't seen on a technicality, honestly, because I've been homeless. As soon as I get a house, I get my kids back. But
how many kids you have?
I have 5 kids, and I love my kids to death. They're my babies, you know.
Yeah.
I was the type of dad too. Like we'd be marching to the park in single file line, left, 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 right, left, sounding off and everything. Like people would come up to me and be like, "You're doing it right. You know how to be a dad." Like it's like, yeah, because when I'm with my kids, the world falls away. It's just me and them, you know.
That's exactly right. I got 2 little girls, man. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Tell me about, were you married or you got a partner?
I've been engaged 4 times. That's where my kids come from, all of those engagements. 2 of them cheated on me, and the last one, she just left. Like, I don't know. I really don't know.
And where are your kids now?
My kids are with my oldest sister, and the reason I don't get to see them is we were all at a party for my mom's. It was her last get together. She wanted to see all her kids, and she was dying of cancer, and my son was interested in my oldest sister because she doesn't have any arms. She's got like an index finger and a pinky finger over here, and the index finger will just come out of the bottom of the shirt. And I mean, she didn't let that stop her though. She can drive a manual car, you know. He was checking her out like all of my other kids, all of her kids, everybody's kids do when they hit that curious age.
Sure.
And he was going through it, so he wanted to like see what's going on there, and instead of like doing her normal thing where she'd flip it up and be like, ah, because she can like, it's her arm, you know. I could throw a football at her and she'll either let it zing by her face, or if it's in her reach, she'll grab it with her pinky or her finger and tuck it under her chin.
Adapted very well.
Yeah, Dad did good with her, you know. She's just as capable as you or I. The only thing she can't do is brush her hair. So I did that for her, you know. I figured it was just training for my kids, which I only have 1 girl. But I have my stepdaughter too. I raised her from age 3 to age 12. That's when I came into her life, and I had my oldest daughter till she was 12. They're actually a day apart, those 2, and they were best friends. Like, her mom fucked up bad, and that sucked. But you know, I raised that kid. She's still my kid. But yeah, it's just it comes down to me needing a house, really, and I get my family back. And I mean, I can do anything. That's why I work for myself. DO's Outdoor Services. Do everything from landscaping to roofing, and I've mastered them all. I went to school to learn how to paint. I've been landscaping the longest. I'm equivalent to a landscaping architect equivalent. You know, I didn't go to school for it, but I've done jobs here in Seattle that they're like, this one lady's like, I've had 3 different professional landscaping companies tell me they can't move those 2 ferns off my hill, and you're telling me you can do it in 4 hours? I was like, yeah, all I need is a shovel and a fucking leverage bar. She's like, all right. She gave me a fire poker that was like cast iron and this big. I was like, oh, I can't fail. And she's like, all right, I'll be back in 4 hours. She came back and I was standing in the hole smoking a cigarette of the second one. Just got it down fucking right where she wanted it too, so she can have it removed. And
You're finishing a story.
Yeah.
About your mom's get together.
Oh yeah,
You're telling
yeah.
a story.
Oh yeah.
That you didn't finish.
Yeah, no, that was why my sister hates me. She kept coming up to me, "Will you get this little retard away from me?" Talking about my son, and she was doing it to get under my skin. She didn't think he was a retard, but it was really getting to me. And I was like, "You call him a retard, Amanda, and you're not gonna like what I have to say." And she came up with all of her flair, and she was like, "Will you get this little retard?" And I kind of went red. I came to. I don't remember all what I said to her. What I do remember was something about like, "You wonder why your teeth are all fucked up. What do you expect when all you have is that filth coming out of your mouth all day?" And then I was like, "And you want to talk about my kids? Let's talk about yours." You know, I said, one of them's a weirdo, the other one's gay, and that last one just ain't right, because I had nothing bad to say about her kids. That was the best I could come up with, you know, just off the top of my head. And I was not,
You guys got into
you
it.
know, I ended up not, like, I was like, fuck, I actually do know that Aaron's gay, you know, is what I was thinking. And she stepped up and she was like, "Matthew's not gay." I pointed at her son Aaron. I was like, "I was talking about him. And yes, he is gay. He is very gay. I realized it really early on. Yeah, he's gay. It's totally fine." But I was like, I wasn't talking about Matt. But now we all know how you feel about your boy. And Matt was standing right there. And they've been bashing heads over that ever since. So when I became, like, when I found out my fiance was cheating on me, you know, I could, you know, we're done. Like, she'd been doing it the whole time. I ignored it for like 3 years for the kids. And I thought I was in a spot where I'd be okay. And it was just the bills were too much for me to handle on my own. And nobody was going to help me. So I did what I told the judge I would do when I won full custody of my kids. I went to my support plan. Happened to be Amanda. She's doing better than anybody else in the family. She's got the room, no problem, ain't bothering her at all. They're having a great life. My life just sucks. So, you know, that was the choice I had to make. Either that or bring my kids with me. Yeah, I could have been in a house if I did that by now. Low income and all that.
How long ago did this happen?
This was 5 years ago.
So you gave your sister?
Ever since I gave my twin brother the 12 grand, I've just been stuck. Because I've rebuilt my life twice. I was at a point, pick a house. As soon as we had that, I was going to get my kids back. You know, my life should be rocking right now. The amount of work and effort I put into it, yeah, it's just a series of unfortunate events, you know. Now I came to Seattle because I was like, fuck, you know, if I can make $18,000 back home, that's a small area. What can I do here? But can't get no traction.
How long have you been in Seattle?
I've been in Seattle since November.
So, and when you came, did you have a place to stay, or where did you
No,
stay?
I came with a friend. She was like, "Well, I'm gonna go live up in Seattle on the street." She had a job lined up, but that was it. That was just the extent of her plan. I was like, "Well, I can't let you do that by yourself." So I came up here with her. You know, I figured if I can do it there, that's where that idea came from. Then I found out about the Seattle freeze, and it is real. I've probably talked, outside of the people that I've been introduced to, I've probably talked to 5 people since I've been here. You know, and I do a pretty good job of not looking like I'm homeless, I think, for the most part. Most people can't tell, and it's weird.
Yeah, there's something about that. You're not the first person who's mentioned the Seattle freeze.
Yeah, if you grew up here, like you probably don't even see it. But ask somebody what time it is on the streets. You know, like they kind of shake too, and it's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, man. I was just wondering if you knew the time. You have a watch right there on your wrist. Just can you like rotate it so I can read it? And the light changes, and they walk away.
So when you came in November, did you immediately what was the transition of like housed to unhoused?
Ever since my third fiance left me, I've been homeless.
Which was 5 years ago.
No, that's how long it's been since I've seen my kids.
The kids, right.
That was 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, rolling up on 2 years, like a year and a half.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you have not seen your kids or talked to them in 5 years?
I was talking to them steady, but it was getting to the point to where my daughter was just crying at the end of every night, and I'm not getting closer. They don't cry anymore when I don't call. You know, I mean, I still have tabs on them, and I've gone a year and a half, and I didn't get to talk to them. I was working up in Alaska, and like, my kids love me. They know me, and I raised them from birth to age 12. You know, I was a single father for a good portion of it, so I'm a good dad. That's not why I don't have my kids. It's just circumstantial. I don't have the means to provide for them until I do. And my sister's, she's still the best option for them. She's being great to my kids. She knows what she's doing to me. You know, it's fucking me up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, how do you cope with that? What do you do, Bryce, to cope?
Smoke a lot of weed, and honestly, that's why I got into doing meth. And I don't dream when I do that stuff, because when I dream, it's always the same. The last year and a half, it's always been the same dream, just over and over again. I get my two oldest back, and we go have an amazing day. The day will change, the events, like we go shopping, or we go to a fair, or one time we flew to fucking Paris or some shit. And when we get home, that's what gets me. It always ends the same. We're laying on the floor of a house that I own. I don't have a couch yet. That's why we're laying on the floor, and they're watching a movie, and I'm just watching them. And when I fall asleep, I wake up and they're gone, you know? Yeah. And my dreams are so vivid. Like, I had trouble with it when I was a kid, you know, differentiating the two. And it's always been like that for me.
Yeah. Which is
it sucks.
Painful.
Yeah. So, like, waking up and not being any closer to them than I was 5 years ago. 5 years. And starting to sound real good, you know? So, figured the lesser of two evil. I just gotta, it's like a crutch to get me till I'm going again, or it's gonna destroy me, you know? But it's the gamble I'm playing. It's what I got.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Again, I have two little girls. I couldn't imagine not seeing them, talking to them, being in their lives.
Yeah, trying not to cry right now, sucking so hard.
It's okay to cry, man.
Yeah. No, that's all I
human.
do. That's all I do, though, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not trying to, like, let the shit destroy me, so most of my time is spent riding my longboard. I mean, if it wasn't for that Burt Gilman trail, man, I don't know where I'd be right now. Like, that's crazy, but just, it's something to do.
Yeah.
I figure if it loops, one day I'll loop it, you know?
Bryce, like, what is it, is there anything that you want the people of Seattle to know?
Most of the people that are homeless out here, they're just trying to make it. They're not trying to be in your shit, or they don't want to fuck with your shit either. There are thieves out here, absolutely. But, I mean, there are thieves who live in homes too, you know? Most of the thieves do live in homes. They're just coming out here to hang out, and they got nothing to lose. They're not getting blamed for it, so they're taking people's shit, like their cars, and unlocked doors. Lock your fucking doors, you guys. Like, seriously. If you leave your car running and walk away from it in Ballard, you will come back to no car. That's just because you left your car running and walked away from it. I've been here only since about a year, and I know that, you know, that was one of the first things I learned. Somebody wrote that I had just been introduced to rolls up in a car, and I'm like, oh shit, you got a car? And they're like, yeah, for tonight. I'm like, you're gonna go to jail? And they're like, well, I got a car though. Stupid. It's a stupid mindset, but they're not stupid people by any means. Most of them just don't even know the talents they have are applicable into the workforce today. Like, and they'd raise quickly because they know how to handle bullshit. And it's most of what the people I've seen out here, they're really intelligent and really good people. Help me more than anybody ever has. And they don't know the value of their skill sets. I mean, fuck, if you own a company and you're driving by and you see somebody and you're like, fuck, if he was doing that motion right in front of this machine, he'd be working for me, making top dollar. Maybe give him an offer. He might choose a life over drugs, you know? I mean, that's all we're all trying to do is escape. We don't want to, but it gets down to it. It's like escape or fucking leave, you know?
Yeah, it's just,
And,
you know,
yeah.
Caitlin's just
It's
like,
a dark aspect, but it is what it is.
yeah.
But it is only an aspect. There are people out here because they are crazy, and they don't take the help they need, you know? But everybody else is just afraid of them too. More so because we don't have a house we can run into. That's where the getting good at handling bullshit comes from, though. So,
Bryce, man, I hope that, I mean, for you, it's like,
it's a shitty circumstance, I know, and it's circumstantial. That's what it is. But
what is it? I mean, it's like, what would it take to reverse that?
somebody that needs a job done. I can build a house from the ground up. I've got a portfolio. I've actually done this. This is when I decided to go into business for myself. Started with the roof. They had it set. They just capped it, and nothing else was under this house. I did the roof, and then my twin brother, I had him help me because he's the best roofer I know outside of myself, and that's because I was taught by the best. But any job, like a shed built, I could build you a 10 by 10 cedar shed. I did it for $900. This thing's wrapped in cedar, and you could run laps on the roof. Like, it was beautiful. It looked perfect.
So you have these
the house I built.
Yeah, you have skill sets.
The house I built. He's like, if I could sell this house for $250,000, I'll be happy, and you'll do me good, and you know you'll get your bonus and whatnot. That house sold for $1.25 million, and he knew it would about halfway through the job. He started. He was like, "How are you not a contractor? Like, how are you not already in business?" I just started. You know, it was my first job, and I just took off from there. So. I mean, and I know it'll be the same thing here. I just need one job, but it's gonna have to be the right job now. Like, cause now since I've been here, I've lost all my tools. You know, just between storing and people stealing.
Yep.
And so, but the right job, you know, if it's a shed, for example, the cheapest you can get a 10 by 10 cedar shed on the market today. Probably around $5,000. If I offered it for $3,000, I could still half up front, build the shed, and fucking buy the tools I need to do the shed. I won't make much of a profit off the job, but then somebody else is gonna need some work done. Yeah. I'll know how to do it.
Man, I hope those doors open up.
Yeah.
Hope you get housing. Hope you get your kids back in your life.
Once I get a job, I've got housing already lined. It's all already lined up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not out here just riding my skateboard, you know. I had to ride it through Seattle to learn Seattle, which is, the architecture of Seattle is, it's beautiful and amazing.
It's not good for skating.
It's not good for getting around.
No.
To get to the other side, which it seems like in any other town, I could get to the...
It's not a grid.
To where it's 3 triangles. Right next to each other.
Took
and
me a
one
while
lane
to
across.
figure that out. Yep.
Yeah, took me a long time to figure that out too. I mean, Denny runs this way, and then instead of turning like this, no, it comes right back down this way. Almost parallel, but slightly out.
Bryce, man, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean,
right on.
It was nice
All the
meeting
best to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. Take care, man.
We'll get it.
I
we'll
hope
get it.
the kids.
I mean,
man,
there's
the hardest part.